Okay, when you order groceries online, how do you know for sure the food you're getting is fresh, especially when we're talking about seafood?
Fox 5's Allison Morris went oystering out on Long Island with the folks at FreshDirect to find out. I have particular interest in this story.
This was one of the best days. It was so much fun. And Derry, Steve, these guys do not mess around. They take freshness very seriously. Oftentimes when you order oysters online from FreshDirect, they were in the waters off of Long Island that very same day. We're heading out of New York City on a mission to find fresh seafood. All right, so we made it. Here we are at Blue Island Oyster Company in West Sayville on Long Island, where we're going to check out where the oysters that you order from FreshDirect actually come from.
We're constantly trying to look to see how close we can get to the actual source, and this is a good example.
Blue Island Oyster Company was started about 20 years ago. We ship to close to about 10 million oysters a year around the country. Our oysters start here in our hatchery, so we're one of the few oyster companies on the East Coast that produce their own seed.
That magic starts in the maternity ward.
These oysters are spawning right now.
The larvae swim around in these tanks for a few weeks and eventually become baby oysters.
These are the super baby oysters.
And there are full-sized oysters here too. Besides hatching, Blue Island also brings in oysters from around the world.
We have an oyster farm on the Great South Bay. We have a team of divers on the North Shore of Long Island, and then we source oysters from all over North America. We even get oysters as far away as New Zealand.
One of their most famous,
Naked cowboy oysters.
Naked Cowboys are wild oysters pulled straight from the Long Island Sound.
We wanted something that was really would connect people to New York when they saw it on the menu, something they would be able to pronounce, something they'll be able to remember.
All incoming oysters get processed here.
We have to grade them, we have to sort them, we have to count them, we have to wash them.
There's fresh saltwater storage for oysters in steamers, and cold storage too. And across the Great South Bay, there's the Blue Island Oyster Farm, where baby oysters hang out until they're fully grown.
I took over this dock in 2005. Prior to that, it was a bait station. We converted it to an oyster farm. We leased 4 acres from the town of Islip, and this is where we grow our oysters. It takes about 18 months to get an oyster to market size here. Okay, there you go. Keep cranking.
I pulled some oysters out of the bay, picked a few keepers.
Look what I got.
And did some tasting. But it was a small haul compared to what Blue Oyster brings in on a good day.
I brought in 4,600, 4,600. Today. We harvested anywhere from like 2 to 3 days per week. So, you know, a good week would be 10,000. It beats office work.
It sure does. One of the most incredible things I learned on this trip, besides the fact that it is totally safe to order seafood online, is that most of the oysters we eat, about 96% of them, are actually farm-raised, not wild.
Wow.
Most of the local oyster supply was wiped out years ago, so they need a little help at the hatcheries first. But you guys, they really do not mess around. We were eating these oysters straight out of the Great South Bay, but you'll get them in New York City a matter of hours later, and they were outrageous.
That's great.
Briny? Delicious.
I'm going to place an order.
Yeah, I know. You're sold. You're
I'm
sold
serious.
for sure.
Nothing better than being in your own house and having it.